Hi folks, at last some decent weather. I'm going to cut all the paint back today, hopefully, and to do that I've got to wash the car down, so I'm going to put you on a bit of time lapse. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, well, at least it's clean now, and what I'm going to start doing now, I've done this half of the roof, as you remember. This bonnet needs to be done as well. Well, in fact, most of the top half of the car needs to be done. So I'm going to get the 1500 out now with some soapy water and just go over the whole of the roof. This is probably all right. You don't need to do physically every part of the car, just where it's bad. Things like here, for example, there's a bit of roughness on there, and along the top of the wings as well. Apart from that, all below that, everything's all right. The top of the doors, maybe, just up to there. I may buff them. There's a bit of roughness in there with some little bits of stuff that's stuck on there over the years. So I'll probably just do them panels there. This panel here, I'm going to have to do by hand. That is quite rough. Again, that just wants cutting back by hand. And I've got that little buffer, a little what I can put in a battery drill, so I can buff along there. So that'll be fine. And particularly what's worst is this one here, this top of this wing here, it's got like all little bits of roughness in it, as you can probably hear. So the top of these doors, again, will be cut. And that's all right down there, so that you can just do with a normal buff. I won't have to cut that back. So this will be 1500. Along the top of the wings there will be 1500 along there. This half of the roof needs to be done, so I'm going to do that as well. And maybe the top of the front wings as well. So you don't need to see me sand down that with 1500. You saw that in the last Triumph Acclaim video where I've done the roof. I'm going to be doing that, and then we'll get the rotary tool out and then we'll buff it. This time I've got the G3 cutting compound. The Evo stuff I used in the first bit when I done the roof wasn't really coarse enough. That's more of a finishing compound. So I've got the G3 now. That should cut it back and give it a nice shine. So I'll see you when that's done. Right, 2 hours later. It's had a cut back with G3 cutting compound. It's had another wash down. It's had a dry off with a hand, and I think you'll agree it's a lot better now. There's the bonnet there, as you can probably see. Listen, nothing, no noise. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. And it looks like a clean car that will probably drive nicely on the road now. So I know the suspension's done. I know the braking's done. So I've taken the boot lid off. I've got that there. So I'm going to take that out to the log cabin now, because I've finished the bumpers off now. So we're basically at the stage now where I can start finding the light fittings, putting the light fittings back in, putting the bumpers back on now, and then I can start working on that tailgate or boot lid or whatever you want to call it. So I'll see you out there. Right, so I've put the other trim back on the bumpers at the moment. There's a few fish eyes in it. I'm not going to sort it out yet. It will need another slight rub down and another coat, but I can do that when it's on the car. Let's show you. So as you can probably see, there's a couple of little fish eyes in it there. Look, that's just probably contamination on the surface. But the actual satin finish, I do like the satin finish that it's got there. It's absolutely lovely. And putting the other bits of trim back on, finish the job off and make it look a complete job. So I'm happy with them for the moment. They're not perfect, as I said to you. It was only a quick blast over, but I'm sure you'll agree that it will do the job for now. And there you can see them little fish eyes there, look, a couple of little fish eyes there. I could do them now, but I just want to get them on the car. We can always do this stuff, as I say, at weekends and stuff like that. So I'm happy with that. So let's put these over the side now, over the back there. And I want to get the number plate and a bit of trim off of this boot flap and also the lock mechanism so I can start preparing this for spraying. Right, let's put that on there for now. Now, as you know, this isn't my number plate on here, so we're going to take that off. I don't even think this car would probably still exist, so is there nuts behind there? I bet there's nuts that revolve, yeah, plastic nuts. So we just undo these first. Right, okay, that's that too. Now hopefully this should just pull off now. There we go. See, where my one was rusted, mine are totally gone all under here. And this is obviously part of the boot lid, but you can't take this bit out, so this was totally rusted and would have been very awkward for me to repair. And we've got these little clips up here, so I think you just squeeze them together with the pliers and then they should push through, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, it looks like that end one's off, but this one you should be able to just push them sides in and it should pull through. If I'm correct, yes it does. Now you're not going to be able to see much here unfortunately, because I can't really see much, so what I need are these little angled ones so I can come in at an angle. Oh, yep, that's another one. There we go, there's another one. And you just got to work your way along slowly without hopefully not breaking them. There's another one. Oh, there we go, happy days. Right, okay, let's save that bit so I can reuse that again. And literally all the clips are intact on there, so that's great, I'm fantastic. It's those sort of things that can add up if you have to buy them. So I've got to get the lock barrel out now, that's simple. And what we've got here is literally just a little arm and a big clip at the back there, which you just push that way. There we go, look at that, lovely. Get that clip out. There we go, that goes back in that way. Oh, I see, there is a circlip on there, you can take that circlip off there. Because that arm goes through like an L bracket. You can prise that open, but it's very dodgy with plastic clips. I will try it. The last thing you want to do with old plastic clips is to blink and strain them where you could possibly break them. No, I think I'll take that circlip off. I'm absolutely sweating in here. There we go, that's the circlip off. Once you've got that circlip off, you should be able to just lift that off and the lock should drop out. Which it has. There we go. So I can take that out from the underside. There it is, and just replace that with the one on my car. Keep that, because you never know whether or not you can re-jiggle them about. Because my door lock has got a bit of key stuck in it apparently, so that might come in handy, I don't know yet. So yet again, the weather's gone from one extreme to another. It's 14 degrees yesterday, Celsius, and as you can see there now, it's up to about 32 degrees, and I'm sweating a lot of PIG. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to leave this here for now. I'll come back to this probably another day, so you won't see me on another day, you'll see me in a minute. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay. Typical, put them lights in, get everything in, and then I realised I got them on the wrong side. So the little white lights, the side lights, go on the outside. I had them on the inside, so I had to change them over. Also, the bumpers, which I painted in pairs, as you probably know, I painted them in the wrong pairs because they're not universal. They have to go on a certain way. One of the holes is further in than the bottom hole, for example. So I've got one shiny one and one matte one, so I'll have to go over these again just to make them match sometime in the future, but I'm not too worried about that right at this moment in time. So let's just get this on here. They slide on like that. So let's just get a start on that. Get the top one in first. Well, I'm not going to screw that right in yet because the bottom one needs to go in as well. That means getting under. And hopefully getting this lined up. If I can find it. Where is it? Right, okay, that's that one. Do the top one up. Covered in fingerprints at the moment, but we're getting there. Right, okay. Right, okay, that's that. So, as you can see, I've got the number plate back on now. Both of them front end caps are now on, both of the lights are now in, the grill's in. So I've just got to find little caps to put over the top there, or paint them black for the moment. It's just little rubber grommets, I think, so I'll have to find something to go in now. The trim, again, is on around the bonnet now. I've got this grill up here to go back in. I found the clips for it, which I was lacking, so that's ready to go back in. I've ordered 2 new arms for the windscreen wipers, so they're coming. So I've still got that to put on. I found these little things, look. Where are we? Here are the little ends for the roof. And how these go, I may be able to, I think I found 3 of them. I'm not too sure whether I found the 3 or the 4 of them. But they go sort of like that and finish off the roof ends like that. So I'm going to spray them black as well. And as you say, there's a little screw hole there through there which fixes onto the roof underneath there. So I have found them, but these you can't get hold of anywhere. I would imagine you could probably make them on a 3D printer, but obviously, or try and mould them. So I'm not too sure yet. So I found 3 of them, and if I remember rightly, the 4th one broke. So that's the situation I was in. Yeah. So the 4th one is eluding me. So I will. That one's got a hole in as well. So I'm going to probably have to do something with that. So I may have a go at trying moulding them. Or if someone's got a 3D printer which is set up and knows how to work it, maybe you can tell me if that can be 3D printed, because you can't buy these for love nor money. So coming around the back, as you know, I've got the rear bumper on. I'm going to get these end caps on now. The rear lights are now in and connected, so we're virtually there. We're getting there, aren't we? We ain't doing too bad. I've got to take the wheels off one at a time, obviously, and get them refurbished, but I've got the spare wheel in the boot, which I can do first, so I haven't got to take a wheel off and leave the wheel off. And then I've obviously got the interior to clear out, and that just requires basically a good hoover out at the moment. As you can see, there's loads of rubbish on the seats there, but that'll all suck up. And just clean the carpet up. How's it going, baby?
Stinks.
Stinks of what?
Old.
Stinks of old. You're doing a good job. There's some round on this ledge here, Sharon. Comes up all right though, doesn't it? I've just put that rear bumper on now. As I say, I've just got to black these in until I can find some rubber grommets or something to go over the top of them. What's that? Oh, it's the lead. What's this? Bit more trim from somewhere. There's not much left over now. Let's get that bit of trim out the front here as well. What's that there? Yeah, more broken trim. It's not too bad now, it's coming together, isn't it? Mind you don't trip over, baby. She's left the job. Unbelievable. Ah, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Have a look around it. Got both of the end caps on the bumpers now, as you can see. There. Happy with that. Sharon's done a bit of a cleaning job inside now, as you can probably see. Looks a whole lot different now, doesn't it? It looks like a usable car now. Going to front. There we go. I've still got that handle to put on over on that door over there for the window winder, but I'm not going to put it on yet because, as I said, I think I'm going to take that barrel out and change it with the one for the key lock on there. So there we go, another step nearer. And also another lawnmower is on its way out today as well, so woman's going to pick that a little bit later on. And there we go. Just a grill to put on there, windscreen wipers, clean up, bleed the brakes all the way through, paint the wheels. Just little trim like this I've got to do as well. As I say, that's just gone a bit of surface rust on that. Just mask them up and black them in, rub them down, put some Vaxan on them. And yeah, that's it. Then just finish off with the boot flap. Put the trim in the window, around the window, and get them little ends hopefully put on there somehow. So yes, I'm really pleased now that we're getting to the final stages now. I'm not too sure whether I've got to buy arms for them because I've just taken them two off. I've sprayed them up, but the I've ordered the blades, as I said, the wiper blades, but the arms are two different ones on this, and I'm going to have to possibly put some new ones on there, but I'll only know that when the blades turn up, which have been shipped out now, and hopefully they will go on, but if not. So anyway, if you do know whether or not someone could actually 3D print these, do let me know. Again, I'm a bit dubious about letting them go out. If I have to send one off to someone, it'll probably be the broken one, but I don't know. As I say, I know you've got to alter the software and create it in virtual reality, but before you can actually 3D print it, so I don't know anything about that myself. So even though I've got a 3D print, I've had it for months and months, and it's still in the box. I don't know how to use it. I've not unpacked it, so there you go. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here for now. Hopefully when you see this next, we'll be at the stage where we can drive it, hopefully. And there's a few little things to do, as I said to you. I've got the timing to alter so that I can set the timing marks up, and a few other little things. I've changed a few light bulbs and stuff like that as well. So anyway, thanks very much. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Do hit the subscribe button and ring the little notification bell if you like my videos, and do check out my other channels, Butler's Empire and also Retro Hacks as well. And we'll see you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.